Hi McKenna. Okay, so I'm sitting like kind of awkwardly because I don't want my legs in the shot, so and they are, and it's kind of pissing me off. Let me see if I can add something to this. Oh, yes. Perfect. Okay. Also, I apologize for this giant line right here. I don't know if you can really see it, but I just got out of lab and chemistry, and we have to wear these goggles, and mine are like super loose on my face, but for some reason they still leave a giant mark. So okay, they're not across my whole face, they're across like right here. Normally I get them down here, but I have them super loose, which is not safe, but whatever. Semester's almost over anyway, and we didn't deal with like super toxic chemicals today, so it doesn't matter anyway. It makes me so tired. I like could not think in lab. I was just like, oh, I want to go home. And then I had to do like the teacher evaluation thing, which like it's fine. We do those every semester. And my friend was like, I'm not doing that. I'm tired. Let's just leave. I was like, I'm already done with mine. She's like, oh, I'm not doing it. And I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know. I think you kind of have to, but I guess not. Sorry, I can't stop touching my hair. I have this issue. I just need to like stop. But maybe if I just okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm using this as a mirror. Okay. So anyway, I was snapping you about this, and I ended up calling you when I walked into school because I was alone, and it's dark when I go into school because it's a night class. So you know this story, but like I'm gonna retell it. And what pisses me off too is I already recorded this, but I was 7 minutes in, and my boyfriend called me, which like love him dearly, but it freaking stopped recording. So I was like, ah, son of a bitch. But sorry, I'm trying not to swear in this. Anyway, there's something in my eye. My finger, haha. Anyway, that was such a dad joke. Literally my dad, though. Anyway, to the point. So, I'm working on chemistry on my computer, right? Because we have this site that we use called, like, Pearson or whatever, and it's called Mastering Chemistry. And it's, like, the name of the site. It's not literally, like, becoming a master at chemistry, because that's impossible unless you're a chemist, and I ain't gonna do that. I wish I didn't have to take it, but, anyway. Yeah, I don't know what I just said, but anywho, I need to get to the point. I'm already 2 minutes in. I was on my computer doing homework, and I pulled up Yahoo because I needed like to know the formula for like how to set up this problem for stoichiometry. It's not really a formula, but like how to set it up, right? Like how to do the math. I didn't need the answer. I just needed like the equation. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm on Yahoo, and all of a sudden this thing pops up, and it's like a voice, like automated voice talking from my computer, and it's like, your computer's at risk, or no, it said you're at risk, people are accessing your security, no, not security, your credit security, people are accessing your credit card and other personal information, you're at a security risk or something, and it was like, you need to immediately call the Microsoft support system, or your computer is gonna be like basically like pinged to them, and Microsoft is gonna shut it down. And I was like, what? So they're basically saying like, if you don't take care of this, they're gonna lock your computer because they're seeing my computer as a threat, if that makes sense. So I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like freaking out because I'm like, I just wanted to do the homework so I could stutter, so I could know how to do the lab because it like correlates, and obviously, anyway. So, stop touching your hair. So, I freaking call the number, and me at this moment does not know. Okay, I'm gonna say past Aaron, who is currently calling in the story, calling the toll-free number, doesn't know if it's actually Microsoft or if it's a scam, because I've had like pop-ups pop up on my computer before and not talk, but have popped up being like, yeah, congratulations, you're the 100th person to visit the site, and now you get, money, so click here. And like, I'm not an idiot, I'm not gonna click that, but like, I've only ever had it talk to me I cannot talk, one other time other than today, and when that happened, I just exited out of it, and it was fine. But this one wouldn't let me exit out of it. It was like, you should not close this. Like, it literally said that when I tried, and I was like, okay. I was like, God? No, just kidding. But, anyway, so I'm calling the number, this guy answers, and, like, I get that they have, like, people of all different, ethnicities and backgrounds. It's fine working for Microsoft. I mean, I think that's amazing. But it was kind of, like, throwing me off because he was, foreign, and in where we live anyway, I'm not going to say where, but where we live, a lot of scams that have been happening, they say the person has an accent typically. And I'm not saying every person on the phone that you talk to on a toll-free number is, okay, well, I know it's toll-free now. I didn't in the moment. But anyway, toll-free typically isn't a scam. That might not be correct, but yeah. What I'm trying to say is that it ended up being the support thing, but I was confused in the moment because, like, you know how around here, like that viral video that went around where the guy was saying it was the IRS or whatever, and he was like, oh yeah, go to Target, you need to get the gift cards, you know what I'm talking about? And he ended up being like, I'm not gonna say his ethnicity of that because that's not relevant, but like he ended up being like foreign. So this guy like kind of had an accent, and it wasn't like super thick, but also the reception, is that what you call it? Yeah, the reception was like really bad. So it kept cutting out and I had a hard time understanding him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. And he was so patient with me. So like that was, you know, my first clue, as in like it is actually a Microsoft support guy. And I asked him to, like, okay, mind you, I'm calling the number and I'm like, he answers and he's like, hello, this is Microsoft support, how may I help you? And I literally was like, is this Microsoft support? And he's like, yes. And I was like, I have this thing that popped up on my computer saying I needed to call you guys. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, but I'm trying to make sure this isn't a scam. And he's like, you called me though. And I was like, well, you got me there. But he was like kind of being like a smart aleck, but like basically telling me like, hey, it's okay, like you called me, calm down, my job is to help you, so stop freaking out and, you know, explain the situation. So I told him that the message popped up and I was like, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like kind of loud and I don't know how to get it to stop. And he's like, okay. So I can't remember what he had me do in terms of like how, okay, so like what ended up happening is over the phone, he gave me this like key code, security code, that's the word, and I like typed it in and it gave him access to see what was on my computer. And that, like, in the moment, it was like super freaky to me because I was like, if he is scamming me, I am giving him access to like everything. I have put in my social security number, my credit card number, obviously my birth date, my full name is on my computer. He could get my this is probably bad to admit, but he could get my password because I'm not gonna say that. He could get my passwords to a lot of different stuff. I'm not an idiot. I don't use the same password for everything, but for some things I do use the same one, and I'm definitely going to be changing that. But what I do is, instead of like having a folder, like, you shouldn't do this. Don't have a folder on your computer that says like, oh, these are my passwords, because like, duh, come on, that's just dumb. But I like physically write them down, and I have like paper copies of what they are. One, this is so morbid, but like, one, so I can remember them, and two, for like if I die, people can like log on to my stuff. Meaning like, okay, not like, hey, Aaron died, like Facebook update. That's not what I mean. Oh, kind of. Oh man, even in death I'm gonna be annoying. That's so weird. Anyway, you know what I mean though, like, so they can access like my bank account and all that stuff and like shut it down or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Or like my Microsoft account, for example, or Yahoo or whatever. Send an email to Payless, hey, she died, hot topic, stop sending her stuff. I'm sick. I need to get this going. This is going to be 10 minutes long. Okay, so anyway, he like gives me the key code. He's showing me in command prompt how screwed my computer is. He shows me my IP address. I wrote it down, and he's like, look at this number. And I was like, yeah, okay, it says 18. And he's like, that is the number of people using your IP address. And I was like, shouldn't it be one? And he's like, yeah, how many devices do you use? And I was like, okay, well, 2 laptops, occasionally an iPad, and obviously my phone. And he's like, so that number should be 4 at its highest. And I was like, right. And he's like, the fact that it's 18 is not good. And I was like, I figured that. And so he started to like, at first he went into, I don't know what it's called. I'm so bad with technology, hence the reason my computer probably has a virus, which I don't think it does. Okay, you know what? Where's some wood that I need to knock on? I'm not sure if it has a virus or not, because I was able to continue doing my homework after the situation happened, crisis I'll call it, and like, I don't know, it's just, he showed me like all of the systems, when you pull up the system to see if it's running or if it's stopped, to see like, I don't know how much like data is being used on your computer. Is that how you say that? I know you know more than I do, McKenna, because you're like really good with computers. And like, so like he's got like the thing where he's doing the computer thing, showing me like as he's doing it on his end, I can see it obviously because I like let him have the option. And so he's doing it, and he shows me all the crap that's wrong with it, and a ton of my like security stuff, like McAfee or whatever the heck, for example, it was stopped, and I don't know why. Now I haven't updated it because I ignore that little icon. Like, come on, I ignore the little message. I mean, but anyway, he's like, I don't know why these are all stopped. And I was like, your guess is as good as mine, boy. I don't know either. And he's like, okay, well, you might want to fix that. And I was like, you should do it because I don't know how. He didn't like touch anything that like was stopped or running. He was like, okay, I'm just showing you. And then he's like, let's go into here. And he's like, if you can see from November 16th, you've been getting messages constantly that there's an error, there's warnings, there's an error, there's warnings. And he literally like scrolled down to today. And I kid you not, there was probably like, oh, he said the number and it was huge. I was like, that's insane. He's like, yeah. He's like, you probably have been getting the notifications like down in the corner. You know how it pops up like, hey, idiot, something's wrong with your computer. I ignore those babies. And he like called me out on that. I was like, yeah, I ignore them. I'm just on the computer to do my homework, and I typically am doing my homework at the last minute. So yeah. And he's like, that's okay, but you know, be aware of this. And I was like, all right. And so he started to like go into the notepad, and he's typing up like, he's like, I'm going to connect you to a technician who can fix this for you. And he should have told me in the beginning that there would be a charge. I kind of gathered that, but he was like telling me everything except for the fact that there was going to be a charge. And that's also when I got kind of freaked out, because I was like, this is probably a scam. Like, I'm not putting in my address, because okay, let me tell you first how it went. So he like types in all the stuff, and he's like, this is what's wrong, yada yada, this is what he's gonna fix. And then he's like, here's the toll-free number for if you can call it, need to call us back, because he was like getting ready to hang up basically once I gave him my billing information, which I didn't. But anyway, he's like, here's the price, and he types $149.99. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't afford that. Like, I don't even have that much in my bank account. But that's bad to admit, but whatever. I don't have a job right now. So anyway, as you know, but as commenters or viewers, other viewers don't know, yeah. Anyways, because of the shots. But which literally I'm so glad I don't have a job, because when I do the shots, I actually like couldn't function. Like, it's so bad. I just like lay in bed and I have to like have inner peace because I'm not eating food and I'm so hungry. Which last night, those pancakes and bacon, I know I snapped you about it, but girl, they were so good. I was singing that song from Ice Age where it's like, food, glorious food. Ugh, yuck. I'm sorry. I hate my singing voice when I'm not actually trying. But anyway, this is the longest vlog. I am so sorry. You have no time for this. I need to stop. But anyway, so he tells me it's $149.99, and I go to, I'm like, sir, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't afford that. And I was like, can you give me a second? I'm going to go talk to my dad about this. And he goes, sure, take all the time you need. And like, he seemed genuine. Like, at that point, I was kind of like, probably not a scam. And again, I'm thinking still, this could be a scam or not. I'm not sure. I was mostly trusting the fact that it wasn't, because obviously if I think it's a scam, I'm gonna hang up and not give him all of the like key code things so he could see my stuff. You know what I mean? And also, if it was a scam, I figured once he pulled up command prompt and showed me like all the issues, and then he pulled up the other thing and showed me like the error messages, that he wouldn't have to do that if he was scamming me. He could just be like, oh, let me pull up where you have your folder of where your bank is. You know what I mean? I don't have a folder of that, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I talked to my dad, and as I'm talking to my dad, he said, hang up, it's probably a scam. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, I've been on the phone with this guy for the past half an hour, and he's been helping me. And my dad was like, hold on a second, because I felt so bad. He was on a conference call, but I was like freaking out. I was like, I need your help. And then he came upstairs, and he looked at it, and I showed him, and I told him, like, I pushed the Windows key, and this is how I got to this. That's how I did it. I didn't go on the Microsoft website. I had to push the Windows key. So I'm like almost positive now, looking back with the information that I know now, that it was actually the support guy. And bless his heart for being so nice to me, even though I thought he was scamming me. I feel so bad now, but like, in the moment, I was so freaked out that all of my information was like being seen by other people, because it is. He like literally said like, those other 18, well 17, because not including me, those other people that are using my IP address, he's like, they could be using it just to access your internet, or he's like, they have ill intentions. He's like, we don't know. So when he said that too, I was like, okay, I'm assuming he's not the bad guy here, right? Now I know he's not, because it ended up, I was talking to my dad, and my dad, like, said to hang up, and then he's like, well, maybe not. And then I showed him everything, and he's like, I think it is legit. And he started to pull out his card, but I was like, Dad, I don't want to pay for it. Can't we just take it to somebody else, like that guy that your mom knows, or, like, we know this other guy from, like, back in the day when we went to St. Mary's, and, like, he goes to our church still, and David and Ryan are friends with their son. And Ryan actually just went to his son's wedding, and he's coming to the wedding that's coming up in my family. I don't know if I'm supposed to be admitting that online, but I don't plan to ever show them this vlog. So, anywho, oh my gosh, I'm at 15 minutes. I'm so annoying. I'm sorry. But, anywho, so, where was I? I'm so irritating. I hate that I, like, give too many details in a story because then I lose my point and I have no idea what I was talking about. But, oh yeah, so my dad was gonna pay for it and I was like, let's not. And he's like, okay. So then what happened is I'm looking and he still has, the guy, tech guy, still has, or support guy, I guess, still has access to my computer because I hadn't closed out of the, like, team viewer thing. I know that's not what it's called, but, like, it reminded me of when I worked at Walmart for Easy Chart, and I'd have questions for you, and I'd be like, I need you to pull up TeamViewer so you can see what I'm seeing, and then you would, and then you'd fix it for me. Bless your heart, those days. But, no, that job was fun. It was just hard when I didn't know what I was doing, but, like, every day. No, I'm kidding. But, anywho, he ended up, like, typing, we got disconnected, and I was like, shoot, and he's like, I can call you back, or you can call me back, and he, like, gave me the toll-free number, so I'm like, okay, being the fact that I called him, like, it's not a scam. And then I ended up looking up later, I used this website, I don't know if I should say the name of it, I'm not going to, I can text you about it if you really want to know. It's not, like, a dangerous website, I've used it before, but I just don't want to give people my secret. I used this website to check and see if it's a scam or not, and it said there's, like, 0% that this is a scam, and it said this is a toll-free number. It couldn't give me, like, the name of the dude, which, okay, obviously, because if you call the number and it's a toll-free helpline or support tech thing, you call the number and it's a Microsoft support, like, whatever, what do you call center, gosh, it's a Microsoft support call center, my lord, that was my foot, anyway, that, like, it wouldn't give you the name of one person, because you're, like, talking to a whole, like, room full of people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, you can connect to anyone that's available in the call center. Anyway, this is the longest vlog. So it disconnected, and then I saw that he was still able to watch it, and, like, he wasn't doing anything, like, he had obviously stopped, but then I had to exit out of it, and I'm assuming had I stayed on the phone, he would have told me how to exit out of it, and then been like, okay, goodbye, but I ended up figuring out how to exit out of it. You just go to the little icon in the corner and click, like, exit, and it's not that complicated, which, for me, stuff with the computer is, but, obviously, if I got a freaking virus, but, he was, like, nice, and then I figured out later, like, the whole toll-free number thing, and then I was telling my dad, like, all the stuff he was saying to me, and he's like, okay, yeah, if he was a scammer, like, he wouldn't need you to do the key thing, he would just do it himself, you know what I mean, like, he would hack into it, he wouldn't need access from me, if that makes sense, so, like, I physically typed in the security code so he could see it, but I mean, I'm not going to pay $149.99 for them to fix it. Like, my dad was saying sometimes they will scam you. Like, not they, Microsoft, but they as in scammers. You'll pay, and they ended up not fixing it, which I don't know if he meant specifically Microsoft or not, but I'm not going to say that, oh yeah, Microsoft scams, because I trusted that they don't, and that guy was super nice and patient with me. And anyway, he was so nice. He's like, oh, your name's Aaron? And I was like, yeah, because he could see it. It comes up when he pulls up my IP address. Like, he wasn't trying to, like, figure that out from just looking at my files. But it was so awkward because, like, when the mouse came up, it went over, like, one of my picture folders. And I was like, tell me he's not about to open that. And he didn't. It just, like, freaked me out. But mind you, in that moment, I'm still thinking it was, like, possibly a scam, right? I was still, like, wary of the situation. But it was just a crazy situation altogether, and I really hope that never happens to my computer again, but what I think I'm going to do is have Tyler look at it, because he obviously has a degree. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh my gosh, he doesn't have his degree. What? You know what? I think he has one of his degrees, but his second one he isn't going to be done with until until winter. Oh my gosh, what? So in a couple months he'll actually have his degree. That's insane. Wow, I just feel like we're kids sometimes, you know, it's so weird because I've been dating him for 5 years and I still feel like I'm 16 and he's, how old was he when we started dating? I think he was 18, wasn't he? Hold on. He had to have been, no, hold on. He had to have been 17 when we first started dating, but he turned 18, like, literally a week after we started dating, so I just consider it, like, 18 and 16. That's so weird to think about, the fact that, I was 16 when I met him. I was such a little kid. Like, what? It's so wild. My kids are never gonna date. Just like, you know, looking back at how young and dumb I was. Crazy. Anyways, this is the longest vlog ever. I am so sorry, but that experience is just so insane. And then, yeah, but the rest of my day was good. I literally did not shower until like 4 o'clock p.m., which is 4 o'clock p.m., 4 p.m., which is disgusting, but I was working on chemistry and then that whole crisis, but I woke up super late because I just stayed up so late last night. Like, it was like 1 in the morning, and I was like, I don't know. I just get so distracted on YouTube, and I like love podcasts, and like they're like 3 hours long, and I'm like, oh, well, I got time. Like, who needs to sleep, right? Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. But before this gets too long, I'm gonna say, see you later. Signing off. Until next time. Peace.